When the whole cosmos was created, the last planet that was constructed was this one. This is why the draconian reptilian forces and the Pleiadian forces chose to attack this planet, because it was the last one that was still being built up. She was still a baby. Kai was still a baby. We were still building her up. So she wasn't fully protected. That's how they were able to attack it. Know your story. You know his story. This planet, Planet Kai, you know this planet Earth is located in the 999th galaxy, in the 9th universe. But we come from the 19th galaxy in the 9th universe. This is what makes us 9 ether beings. We ain't playing, they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand. That's what I'm telling y'all to meditate right now, because all will be shown to y'all. We got family, y'all. We got, and fuck the cosmos. We can just stay on this realm, nigga. Do y'all know that this is Atlantis? Yeah. What we think is Earth, them little 7 continents, is Atlantis, right? And it ain't just 7 continents, right? Those 7 continents are inside of an ice wall called Antarctica, nigga. And outside of Antarctica's ice wall, it's more continents. And then it's another ice ring around that. And then outside of that ice ring, it's more continents, nigga. They separated our continent, our realm, with 3 ice rings, nigga. The map that they show you of the world, nigga, that ain't how the world look, nigga. Well, I'm finna get deep right now. I bet a lot of y'all ain't even know, and I'm gonna make a video for YouTube for it. Did y'all know that if you wanna talk about Africa, did y'all know that Arizona is literally the back of Africa? That you could through Arizona, through the Grand Canyon, nigga, which is why they don't let nobody go through it. Did you know that you could walk through the Grand Canyon, and if you keep walking through the Grand Canyon, your ass gonna end up in Africa, nigga? Whoa, don't let me. Why I will drop these? I will drop in the Smithsonian, know all this shit, nigga, that I'm telling y'all. This is a fact, nigga. Nigga, the whole map, nigga, the whole fucking map is not like that, bro. Yeah, y'all ain't know that. Y'all didn't know that. That's why Arizona got the sunsets they got. Yeah, the only place in the country with them sunsets too is Arizona, ain't it? It's forever hot in Arizona too, ain't it? And if you live in Arizona, you know they don't let your motherfucking ass go through that Grand Canyon, nigga. Why? Because the map, the whole fucking map, nigga, is off Richter, nigga. Nothing is where they told us it was at. Nigga, Arizona, if you go through the Grand Canyon, nigga, and you keep walking, nigga, and your ass keep walking through the Grand Canyon going south, nigga, through the Grand Canyon, nigga, you're going to end up in motherfucking Africa, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. Y'all better know who y'all fucking with. Nigga, we the last generation. We waking up. Come on, man. Been lied to about everything, y'all. The whole map is off, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about it like this, right? Think about it like this, family. All right. If you're conquering a people, right? A god species at that, right? And you need to keep them forever enslaved. What's the best way to keep your opponent off balance, y'all? How can your opponent be on balance if he don't even know where he is really truly at? Okay, so this is why they taught us about maps and showed us this shit, right, in school, to throw us off about where we really are. And this is why they never taught you your history, because like the saying goes, how can you know where you're headed if you don't know where you came from? And if you don't even know that you are a grand god that come from the Sirius star system that created the whole fucking galaxy, because they taught us in school that we were just African slaves and shit, how can you ever... And then on the map, they got you thinking that Africa across the ocean, this and that. Nigga, study the flight routes, nigga. Study the flight routes and then look at maps, nigga, and then you come back and tell me what you come back with.
Because you know how I figured it out? What's 1 times 1?
1 times 1 is 1.
To multiply means to do what? To make more, right?
Yes.
Increase in number?
Yes.
Multiply?
Yes.
How can 1 times 1 equaling 1 be part of the multiplication table? It fails to satisfy the term multiply. It doesn't multiply, does it? What's an action times an action?
You got some weed.
No, I'm asking you. Honestly, I'm asking reason.
What are we doing
Reason. I want you to reason.
I don't know.
What's an action times an action? A reaction. right?
Okay.
Have you ever seen an action times an action without a reaction? Have you? No, because equanimity is the currency of the universe. There's always an action times an action having a reaction. So how can 1 times 1 equal 1? How can A times B just be A and not B? What happened to conservation
Terrence,
of energy?
these are late night conversations.
These
bro.
are no. These
Yeah,
are.
they are.
This is the beginning of our understanding. It should fit. What kind of calculator you got? What kind of phone you got?
An iPhone?
Okay, go to your calculator.
Whatever the new.
No, go to your
Okay.
calculator. Go to your calculator.
All right. Go to calculator.
Go to your calculator.
Yeah, I
you
got
do too. You got iPhone?
What are we doing?
I want both of y'all to do 2 separate things. I want to do the same thing to start with. Turn it to the side.
Okay.
All right. Now I want you to both hit the number 2. Did the whole calculator show up?
Hit number what?
Hit the number 2.
Number 2.
Go to the square root. It is the second column from the left, 3rd row. It'll have that squiggly
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
You get
1.4.
1.414213563730995.
Holy
now
crap.
I want you two to do 2 separate things now. 2 separate things. I want you to multiply it by 2, hit times 2, equal, don't you do it.
Okay.
And I want you to hit x to the 3rd. X to the 3rd, it's going to be the
Times 3?
No, x to the 3rd.
Oh, X. Oh, okay. I see it. I see it.
X to the 3rd.
Yeah, I got you. All right. 1.1.
No, you didn't hit x to the 3rd.
Yes, I did.
If you hit x to the 3rd.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
So
I
go
did
back
that.
again.
Okay,
You
so
keep
now
yours where you are.
Yeah, I'm
2,
good.
2
square root,
square root.
and hit x to the 3rd.
All right. 2.82.
2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. The same value you got
Yeah.
by multiplying it by 2.
Yes.
And he just cubed it. Divide it by 2 again. Both of y'all. Divide
it by 2.
No, divide by 2. Hit equal. Now, cube it again. Hit x to the 3rd.
Yeah.
You see that loop?
Yeah.
That's saying x cubed is equal to 2x, which is equal to x plus x. That's an unnatural equation. That's a mathematical fallacy. And that's the beginning of your math. That's how I invented tangential flight, because your math, someone programmed that lie in there and lied to you and everyone, and all your fundamentals are off.
Hey you guys, I just wanted to share a few photos. I recently moved to Arizona and I visited Sedona, and a lot of people have difficulties accepting that Egypt is in the United States. The Grand Canyon, Sedona have relics that are much older and predate that in which we've seen in ancient Kemet. And so I just wanted to show you guys this in the book. I went there on my own. I actually had participated in the tour of these ancient relics, and I've seen them with my own eyes. The next time I go to Sedona, I will definitely do a live video so that people can see this. But as you can see, this is Osiris. This is a monument that was built in Sedona. You can see the rocks are red where the rocks were underneath the water. That means that this place was underneath water. The Great Flood. The rocks are red. When the water oxygenates the sediments, they turn red. Okay. And then you can see in the rocks as well, Isis. This is in ancient Kemet. This is in Sedona. There is no denying what you see right in front of you. I have seen these ancient statues with my own eyes. You can see her curves and everything is right there. But this is just a book that they give us from the tour. This is the Temple of Isis. That is her freaking throne. Listen, you guys, this is in Sedona. And when you go to the Grand Canyon, there are some other gods that have written books that have shown these things. Here is Thoth. Thoth is the bird being. You can see his beak and everything sitting right here. This is the ancient Kemet. This is in Sedona. Ra in Sedona. Thoth in Sedona. Thoth in Sedona. Okay. This is also Horus in Sedona. The rocks are worn. This is Anubis in Sedona. The rocks are worn. Okay. Hathor. This is Hathor here. The rocks are worn.
So why you don't want to let a black woman be in her prime? Nigga, she's very in tune spiritually. She damn near knows everything, nigga. And she's always on point because she has the oldest DNA. So her spirit is the oldest. What the fuck is wrong? Bitch, what's hard to understand? Let her lead, ho. You just make sure she reigns. All you supposed to be doing is make sure, motherfucker, don't nobody touch the chariot. Anybody run up on the chariot, off with their head. Excuse me. You're not supposed to be trying to guide, direct, and tell a motherfucker how to sit up in the chariot. Bitch, that's not your job. You lucky you even in the motherfucking chariot, nigga. Also, to be truth be told. So that being said, this video right here is not to downplay or degrade the role of the black man. But it may seem so because you have not been in your place for so long that when a nigga tell you your place, you feel like you losing out because you actually were given more than you should have fucking had. Same thing with the European. If I say white people were crawling around on all fours and eating their babies as cannibals, they're going to say, oh, you're a racist. No, I'm not. That's an actual fact. And then when we say you stole this land and we take them off their high horse, they feel like they're being disrespected. But it's not really your pride is hurt because you feel like you losing something that you never rightfully should have obtained in the first place. And so this shit goes both ways. And so my thing is, I'm a truth speaker. I don't give a fuck who don't like it, bitch. White, black, Spanish, invisible, Casper the Friendly Ghost. I don't give a fuck who you is, bitch. If the truth apply to you, I'm giving it to you because I give it to myself. And so that being said, black women are natural geniuses due to their genetic origins, and their divinity is being rejected due to the egotistical inflation of niggas accepting the patrilineal train of thought. And with that being said, until we delete that patriarch shit out of our mind and go back to the understanding of the universe, we won't be willing to accept matrilineal understanding. See, it's not about, oh, she's beautiful and the black woman is God because I'm trying to get some vagina. No, it's about, we know the universe is expanding according to female energy. So we know that if you give a woman one, she'll give you back two. Why? Because this is in her anatomical nature. She's more electron based, which is nurturing and digestive, okay, and transmuting. She's an energy transmuter. We are energy projectors. We project the energy to her. She transmutes it into a creation, motherfucker. You project your sperm into a woman. She transmutes it into a creation. But now you niggas trying to project and transmute, and her only role is to look good as your motherfucking sidekick, cause you let a nigga tell you that the woman came from your rib. So to you, she's a sidekick, which is stupid ass. So with that being said, we gotta let her do what she do. Let her transmute. Motherfucker, you don't see world wars being caused by women. You don't see fucking niggas on the corner, 30 women deep selling drugs. You don't see motherfucking women on BET with niggas naked, shaking their ass and women talking crazy. You see niggas doing this shit. So we have taken the woman not only off her throne and out of a leadership role, but we've made her follow our lead, and we don't even realize that we don't even have a lead because we following the footsteps of another nigga that's not even black, and he's a patrilineal ass organism. Psychologically. So we not even leading. We follow. So we following the white. So listen, the black woman was on top and we was her equal. Okay? And then the Caucasian came, fucked that up, and gave us a patrilineal thought pattern. So now we following him and we making her follow us, and then we wonder why the black man and the black woman relationship is so out of sync. And so that being said, until you accept the greatness of another person, you can never accept the greatness of you. Even animals, motherfucker. Because some of y'all want to say, oh, well, look how black women act. If you take a lion and you beat the motherfucker and shock the motherfucker in what we call a circus, and you make them jump through hoops, is it not a lion? Because it's been tormented and psychologically reconstructed and to become such a way that it acts outside itself. So just because a black woman has become reconstructed psychologically and abused in home and outside of home and anywhere she goes 24 hours a day, okay, is she still not a divine being because she was never offered a chance to her throne? She was cheated out of her throne and never got a chance to sit on it, and you gonna talk shit because she's sitting on the floor? Bitch, she never got a chance to sit in her own rightful chair, and you sitting on the arm, and you ain't even sitting in it, bitch. You sitting on the arm while every other race is sitting in the chair. So you got motherfucking Islam sitting in the chair, European ass Christianity sitting in her chair, weak ass evolution and Scientology sitting in her chair, weak ass atheism sitting in her chair, racist ass neo-Nazism sitting in her chair. I can go down every fucking thought pattern. Motherfucking, you got what's that shit called? pedosexuality sitting in her chair, homosexuality sitting in her chair, lesbianism sitting in her chair, feminism sitting in her chair. You got all these different motherfucking ideologies, Hebrew Israelites, Jews sitting in her chair. All these motherfuckers playing a spiritual leadership role, but the motherfucker who was actually divinely manifested here to be the spiritual leader. And then you wonder why she might act a little outside of herself. Where the fuck you been at, nigga? When she was in shackles, bitch, you was cuffed to her arm. Period. And so with that being said, I need some motherfucking walk.
Even when someone dies physically, you are actually still given a choice to continue the physical life. Many of you have actually died, but have chosen to continue to live that physical life. Sometimes you don't know it, you don't remember it because it doesn't serve you to remember that moment of choice. Sometimes you create for yourself the idea of what you call a close call.
Right.
Ooh, I don't know how I got out of that alive. But I seemingly did. Well, the truth is you may not have. You may have actually died. But then the guides may have said, are you sure you really want to go on? Or did you want to continue the life in a parallel reality to make it seem as if you want to explore something in that life that's still going on, but you know it's a parallel reality? And you said yes. So then you will simply wake up and go, wow, that was a close one. Maybe not even remembering that you actually died and were given a choice to go on or come back. So the point is you're always in control of what's going on. So if you are still here, if you can still open your eyes, you must have made a choice that says that continuing to experience this physical reality in the way you're experiencing it is actually part of the way you wanted to evolve. There's something that's going to happen that will add to you in a way that simply going into the non-physical won't give you. Otherwise, you would leave. There is something here you're excited about doing, otherwise you would leave. Because it actually is that easy. All right? You have to learn to trust that. You have to learn that there will be surprises, and if you leave now, they won't happen. And when you get there, you'll go, oh shucks. I was going to surprise myself, and now I have forced myself to leave, and now I won't have that surprise I wanted, so I guess now I'll do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Or not. It's all up to you. But the point is if you're here, you want to be. Even though you don't know it. You want to be. You have to trust that your life will show you what it is you wanted to be here for. And it will.
Very interesting.
And guys, we're down here taking breaks. We're downtown Flint. Downtown. So check this out. That tree is clearly 300 years old. Probably 200. But look at what we found inside. What is this? I got some markings on it, but I don't know. That ain't natural. Anybody got any thoughts?
Yeah, straightening your hair kills the electromagnetic information that your body receives. Your hair is an antenna and communicates directly to your brain. And when you decrease its ability to pick up magnetism, electricity, you're decreasing the vitality of your system. Hair is used to digest food. It's in your stomach and small and large intestines. It's in your ear. When you hear sound, it's a thing in your ear called a cochlea that has water in it, and the water shakes when you hear sound, and the shaking of the water shakes the hair and turns the sound into a chemical. Then you have hair in your eyes, which we call rods and cones, and that's how you see color in black and white. And the retina stimulates this rods and cones, and that's how you see by the hair. That's how you see, that's how you digest, that's how things work with hair. So you really don't want to do anything to your hair. When you're losing hair and your hair is brittle and all that stuff, you're losing hair everywhere. It's a big problem there. So what I'm talking about is people are thinking that you think that when you see me, that you see me, but you don't see me. The impulse strikes your retina and turns seeing into a liquid, and the liquid floats through your blood to your brain. So seeing is a liquid. Hearing is a liquid. We're not looking at this liquid thing, which we call the mother principle, amniotic fluid and all that kind of stuff. So we're not looking at, we're taught that you're just seeing me, but that's a liquid that's telling you that you're seeing me, that floats in your blood to your brain. You hear with water, you see with water. You were born in water. So it's very important that you understand that spiritual concept that comes out about African philosophy.
So the story they tried to pull over our eyes is that in the Mediterranean, those 5 military personnel that were in the helicopter was involved in a training accident and got into a wreck. There was, listen, look, when you hit this web, that D-A-R-K, web, there's footage. There's footage of a craft coming out of the Mediterranean Sea. And they were in pursuit. And I think what they did is try to use to shoot it down. And it smoked their ass. See, you know they're not going to tell us the truth. How you going to die in a training accident over the Mediterranean Sea, over the water? All of the help out there, no, that don't make sense. We know this. Anything they tell us, it's going to be a lie. They tried to shoot down an object that came out the water. Now, you know you got to get through space through the water. See, we live under the firmament, so you can't go through the dome. You have to go under the water. And when it came up, I don't know if it surprised them, whether they was anticipating it or what. They tried to shoot it down and got gunned down themselves.
I don't see one single snow. It snowed pretty hard.
It's snowing really hard in the mirror. And then with that side, there's nothing.
It's all clear.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
All right, so it's moving. But wait, when we start moving, it looks like it's still. And then you can tell it's moving again. That's so crazy.
That's wild.
No. My fear is happening. My fear is happening of not being able to get to my car in a parking garage. There's my car. Yep, okay. If I go down that way, that brings me down. So, I'm walking up. But when I round the corner, nothing. So now I'm coming back down. I'm so confused. I know I'm on level 3, but like, why? Why can't I get right there? I'm gonna have to freaking hop the barrier. I saw another girl's TikTok on this once, and this was the same thing. And it was like an obstacle course. Why? I don't understand. Help me. See, now I just walked from up there. That's going back down. That's not where I need to be. Do I jump the ledge?
E alienígena não tem.
Como?
Alienígena.
Alienígena? que é?
Nunca, essa palavra você nunca ouviu falar? Alienígena.
Alienígena, não. Isso chama-se Mayushibu.
Isso aqui?
Sim.
Mancunawabu.
Mancunawabu.
Sério?
Mancunawabu é um que mora debaixo da terra.
É, eu falei, esse aí.
Que se virou formiga hoje, que nós chamamos Una. Que é uma formiga grande, chama-se Mancunawabu.
Que essa formiga também é muito perigosa, né, Buina? Se as pessoas ficam mexendo com ela demais, ela leva o espírito da pessoa para debaixo da terra também. Para voltar tem que ser um pajé bem bom.
São seres que pode aparecer em luz divina, com a luz do Nishipã.
São seres que a gente pode ter o contato, que moram debaixo da terra.
You've got a lot of worms. If you're on a fast and you're fasting and you're on a diet and you get a headache, you got the headache because the worms are all peeing, trying to get you to eat something else. They're trying to make you sick so you'll get off of what you're doing and start eating. So you take some arginine and orthodine in a matter of 20 minutes. If the headache's gone, you've neutralized the worm urine and you know that you're loaded. Children that have little tiny pimples on the backs of their arms or little tiny pimples here on the edges of their cheeks have 5 varieties of critters in them. 5 varieties. It's time to deworm and it's time to get them out. Now what I found out is that vibration and frequency is everything. It is literally everything. If you take an aspirin, it changes the way you vibrate. And so it blocks the nerves so that you can't feel pain. If you take deworming programs, you change your vibration, and you change your vibration so dramatically that the worms and parasites either have to get out of you, this is no longer a good home, or they die in you. And then your lungs and your liver and all that stuff handle it. And you do it with water. And out of all of this, I handled my cancer, my stomach and esophagus cancer, which is a terminal problem. I am the only that I know survivor of stomach and esophagus cancer in this nation.
They hide the real fifth element. It's called ether. Ether is the base of all physical matter, also known as spirit or aether. It's a substance that connects the astral to the physical world. It's on either side, which is why the word together has ether in it, because it joins the 2 dimensions. Ether or spirit is always on the top because it's the most important element. They've demonized the middle finger because the middle finger is the etheric element. The ether gives birth to the other 4 elements. It's the base of all physical matter. The elements not only correspond with the body and the fingers, they correspond with your skull. Elements always go in this order. Earth at the bottom, water sits on top of the earth, which is water going in the mouth. Air goes through the nose because we breathe. Fire goes through the eyes, which is light. Spirit is the 3rd eye, ether. Ether is the only element symbol with a circle. Circles are eternal, no beginning, no end. Skull is a circle because it holds the spirit, the ether. The word element has El meaning God, ment meaning mind, God mind. Elements only exist within our mind because our mind is being projected into this simulation. The link is in the bio for the Book of Wisdom PDF. It gets updated every month with new pages.
The time I was cleaning air ducts at an old white couple's house.
I actually did a video on this before, but we are accumulated stardust.
Yeah.
Right? When we walk on the earth as a righteous soul, the earth being naturally creates the gold. It's a heart chakra resonance that causes the reflection of the sun penetrating the organism, reaching the core of the earth, and it get trapped on the return in the veins of the earth as veins of gold. Right? The unrighteous, because they need time and temperature to develop, start out as the producing oil in the earth, because this is how the earth filters the dirt they do. So they turn it into capital. The oil need time temperature and pressure to become a piece of coal, and from a piece of coal it moves as a dynamic diamond, as the most purified form of carbon, which is transparent. But it gives off the appearance of colors by the pigmentations of light that's striking. So it's a prism of light. And so those who come in, low vibrational beings, as they evolve, produces the oil as a side effect of their presence, striking the core of the earth, getting trapped in veins that they call oil veins. Right? But it's not just those two, it's also all of the platinum group metals are all of the masters on the planet, or the master family bloodlines. These is what they call key lines or key bloodlines. And this is why your ley lines are also called key lines on the earth. It's all correspondences. Like in hermetics.
Yeah.
Everything got a side effect.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the side effect is to everything. The hard part for us on Earth was to figure out why we had gold and other places didn't. Because our sun, in interaction with mainly the women, because at one time it wasn't no men, for the gold to accumulate, it started with them. And they golden heart. This is where you get your sun worship from. The presence of
volcanic eruption, lifelong residents say they have never experienced anything like what they are seeing and hearing on the island in recent days. Let's start with this discussion of today's news with a CBS News report about the volcanic activity at Iceland. The headline, Iceland warns likelihood of volcanic eruptions is significant after hundreds of earthquakes. Doc, what we're seeing here is a large crack that has developed in a highway in Iceland, but this crack is moving across the island.
Yes, some pretty dramatic images coming out of Iceland.
And
right now.
People are saying they are hearing noises coming from the earth that one person described as unholy noises.
Well, it could be unholy.
Unholy noises was the description. And so CBS reporting officials in Iceland are preparing for a possible volcanic eruption in the wake of hundreds of earthquakes that forced a coastal town along the nation's southern peninsula to evacuate and prompted a state of emergency. The government, the Icelandic Meteorological Office, said there is a significant likelihood that an eruption will happen in the coming days.
So a spike in seismic activity at Iceland. We've been talking about the report here. This was truly incredible. And steam is coming up out of the fissure there. So they are predicting that there's likely going to be a volcanic eruption.
You know what real sacred marriage is? Real sacred marriage or spiritual marriage is a union of two energies brought on by sex. That's what the origin of the shit was about. Before all the other cultures came and gave you this other social thing, that's why you notice when a lot of times when you have sex, especially with the women being more open, there's a bond. You know what I'm saying? The brother, he might have to hit it a couple of times, but sooner or later it's going to get him too. There's a bond that you get by having sex because it's a spiritual marriage of unions of energies. And that's what the real alchemical thing, what whoever you screw in is your wife. The ceremonial thing was based on civilization and cultural. But the real union of marriage and sex is based on a union of energies, on the alchemical term of this thing. You see what I'm saying? You know, like...
How you doing?
So this is level 4, all right? So this section is prints and drawings, all right? As you can see, prints and drawings. Now, in this room right here, you could go up in here and they have a lot of paintings and drawings, right? But what I'm looking for, okay, I keep telling y'all what I'm looking for. I came here day before yesterday to look for this, but a lady who worked here said, hey, you know what? They have this picture that I'm looking for in a private section, and you have to set up a private viewing. My question is, how are you just able to walk into the Native American section, North America and Mexico? Then this right here is supposed to be here, but it's not. All right, she said, no, you have to make a special appointment. So I already told y'all how I got this appointment, right? So we about to, I'm on the search, lineage. I'm on the search, looking for the emblem of America. So come on, mate. We gotta find it, okay? All right. Boom. Can I just flip through the pages? Or is that's the only picture here, right? Well, just this, yeah. So when was this, what was the information on that in terms of when was it printed or created?
I'll find out.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so I'm in the private room right now, and yes, please, yes. Thank you. So I'm in the private room right now, and I had to sign a little waiver. Okay, so yeah, man, this is real. It's real. It exists. It's in the British Museum in the private section, and you have to have a private appointment to come see this. So they have the black and white, and then they have the colored. Emblem of America. That's what the original Americans look like. All right, lineage, I'm about to get out the private room. All right, as you could see, like I said, this is real. I'm here, okay? I can't touch anything. Baby told me I can't touch it, but I'm here, I'm real. All right, and like I said, this is the emblem of America in the British Museum in a private section where you have to know what you're looking for to ask. It's not just on display. You have to make an appointment, show ID, and sign a waiver and everything, all right? In the British Museum. So this is what our ancestors look like in terms of complexion and, you know what I'm saying, dark-skinned, copper-colored people. We are the original people of the Americas. This is your brother, Chief Kalinago. Trust me, it was worth it. Like Monday, Tuesday, and our ancestors put all this together at the last minute. All right, one love. Hey, what's good, y'all? So I'm about to get out of here, man. Like I said, I found the emblem of America. It was a little journey, you know, back and forth, but trust me, it was worth it, man. And you have to ask yourself this question: why is it that I could just walk in to this section, like I said before, you know, it's called the Living and Dying, you know, North America and Mexico, and you're able to see all these natives, right? But to see the emblem of America, I literally had to set up an appointment for that, and our ancestors just work it out where they were able to fit me in. Like I was supposed to make an appointment, like I said, 2-3 weeks ago, you feel me? But I asked the ancestors to make this possible, man, to show you how it's real. It's actually in the British Museum, and it's not just some random, you know, painting on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So I was glad I was able to find that, you feel me? So, hey, I'm about to get out of here. Today's Wednesday, the 9th of August, and I'm about to get back, and you know, hey man, it's already a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, and I give thanks to our ancestors, man. You feel me? Love y'all, man. Let's continue to rise and come together, and let's make this happen. You know what I mean? This is about reclaiming our birthright. You feel me? America, the Americas, that's our motherland, and we're not gonna allow anybody to take that from us. You feel me? So we gotta come together, we gotta stand, we gotta unite as American Aborigines, and that's what this is about. All right, peace, one love.
Something about this year's daylight savings is not sitting right with me.
Cause why am I struggling to stay awake past 8 o'clock? Why I need an extra 2 more cups of coffee at work? Why my workday actually feel like 10 hours when it's really only 8? Clock ain't clocking.